So this is just a quick video, early 2024. I'm in court there now in a couple of weeks. My ex had to bring me to court for another safety order despite me never ringing her, never texting her. I refuse to answer her, like even speak to her on the phone when she rings me. But yeah, I have to deal with that in a couple of weeks. And obviously this was lodged on my daughter's first birthday. I'm married, moved on, had another kind of child, another daughter. And yeah, she went in on my daughter's first birthday, lodged all this. The one before that was lodged on my mother-in-law's birthday. It was served on my mother-in-law to our house. There's loads of instances like this that I want to kind of like bring up, and they're trying to gag me from talking about it. Like that hair program that my ex is kind of running with the support of Tussle in Dublin. That was originally supposed to be a tattoo school that I was doing. It was aimed at addicts, and in order to doing that, I had to complete this course. That was to allow me to train. So there you go. But the date on this is 2019. Do you know what I mean? So that precedes her school by 2 years. It's exactly the same. You know, her like hairdressing school is exactly the same. And I don't really have an issue, if I'm being honest with you, because the way I was looking at it is, well, at least it's kind of helping someone. But she stole that idea. There's no other way to put it. Or maybe you can just say it's a coincidence that she decided to do exactly what I was doing 2 years later and replace the tattooing school with hairdressing school. That's essentially what she done. But now, on the Two Norries podcast there, the one where I showed her she was at the line on it, she announced anyway that she was also going into tattooing. So now, you can't really say it's just a coincidence now, because now it's identical. So I have to go into this courtroom now in a couple of weeks, and I have to try and kind of show that this woman is clearly the instigator, from sending me down photographs of her mother the week my mother died, from withdrawing the kids from my wedding 2019. She dropped it down for us to get the dresses. As soon as we bought the bridesmaid dresses, then she withdrew the kids from the wedding. As I said, she lodged her safety order on my daughter's birthday. September just gone, 2023. The one before that, my mother-in-law's. I've spoken about how we both got mixed up in this religion, this Baha'i religion, and your mom was a high representative of the HSE. She's employed by Waterford Tussle. There's the religion there. See the logo? The Baha'i religion. Now, well, why would I make that up? I'd have no reason to make this kind of stuff up. And not to mention, no one would be after hearing of this religion. And the reason you don't hear of this religion, it's a cult. And this is why I left. My ex is still in this. The kids are still in it. But here you have her. Look, see the logo? This is on my daughter's letters in 2021. So it shows you, like, she's the instigator constantly. She's the one that approaches me all the time. And that was sent on the 28th of 7, 2021, which is actually my birthday. But this is the kind of stuff. There's lots of other stuff, and I don't want to keep going on about all this kind of stuff, but that gives you some kind of an idea of the character of this person. And so I have to go into court there now, and she has the back in the tussle and all this. I can't even get a solicitor to represent me. As you know, I've been writing to Helen McEntee, and they're desperate to try and gag me. So you can imagine what I'm walking into now in a couple of weeks up here. And as I said, there's a list of documentation which shows that this woman is the instigator in all of this. Like, I went through the courts, I went through all the proper channels. I was awarded the kids where she just laughed at me and said the courts, she breached the orders. Do you know what I mean? There was an order made where she was to give me back my father's photographs. Do you know what I mean? Because my father just passed away, she didn't give them, but to this day I didn't get them back. That shows you, like, the character of this person. I just wanted to make a quick video on this because I've only 10 minutes on these TikTok videos. So if anyone can subscribe to my YouTube channel, I can speak longer on the videos, and that's when I'm going to start uploading these videos. I don't know, I'm sure them courts are going to be biased against me when I go into them courts, as they always are, being honest with you, because of the whole gender thing. Like, the courts in Ireland are predominantly there to protect the female. And it was actually the judge in Waterford told me this. He said he sympathised with me over the toxicity of certain people involved in my case, and he said that he can only uphold the law which is kind of available to him, and that the legislation needed to be changed in order kind of protecting the men's rights, basically. And now this woman knows this, because as I said, she has a good friend in Tussle, which she bands around and throws around, just like on our Two Norries podcast, which I've shown her to be a liar on that, because I've shown three different versions of her story. And this whole safety order that she's after pushing for this time, there's no safety concern. The only concern is that I'm showing her to be a liar. That's what the concern is. Do you know what I mean? Why would you have a safety order put in for September and then bring me to court in January? Well, that shows there's no safety issue. Do you know what I mean? Give me enough rope to hang myself, basically. But I'd like to think that I'm entitled to under the Freedom of Speech Act. Do you know what I mean? And if I am slandering her, or if I'm lying, or if I'm stalking her, she can go to the guards. She can go and bring a civil case against me. Like, I'm not disputing that. But I'm entitled to stand up for myself and like call out a lie. I'm entitled to defend my name. Like, she goes on to that podcast and she just lied from start to finish and used parts of my life and my story in an effort to kind of make her own life more engaging and to try and kind of rub vinegar in the wound. Do you know what I mean? And she's going to now try and hide, and I'm sure I'll be told like not to speak about X, Y, and Z because, as I said, there's no safety concern. The only concern is that she's been proven to be a liar, and Tusla has backed this person blindly, and so has members of Sinn Féin. Do you know what I mean? And so as members of Waterford City Council and others who all spread the sexual slander that was spread as soon as I left that Baha'i religion, which was being kind of promoted unbelievably by fucking the HSC. Do you know what I mean? When have you ever seen the HSC promote any religion? And they'll say that they were promoting understanding for religion. Well, why aren't they promoting like the Islamic religion? Like, they choose to promote this Baha'i religion that no one has heard of. This is the one religion that I just happen to be kind of complaining about the person in the HSE employed by Tusla is recruiting for this. This is the same religion that my ex is involved in. And the HSE decides to kind of promote this. And I've spoken about that psychologist who recruited us into this Baha'i religion, as crazy as it sounds. Like, I've been trying to talk about this and obviously I don't come across too well because there's been a lot of kind of outside influences trying to kind of take me eye off the ball, let's just put it that way, harassing me family and stuff, and they don't want this coming out. I've spoken like in depth about that children's group Link Waterford charity for 20 years. A person groomed his way through multiple girls up there. It was covered up, it was reported, the girls all knew it was reported, the staff up there, right, that are some of the staff are still up there, were aware of this person's actions time and time again, and these staff are still up there. And not only was the staff up there, the accused was up there only a couple of weeks ago. Do you know what I mean? So where's your TDs and your politicians and your guards to call this shit out? Like, my solicitor in my case, because I brought my ex to court and I was awarded the kids after going through hell with it, but my solicitor in the court was playing both sides, being honest with you. And this is a letter, I've shown all these letters before. It's dated the 25th of January 2021, because I was trying to get my file back from my solicitor. She basically said this, I'll read it quickly. I referred to the above matter and confirmed that your file was archived after my involvement with your case was finished, and after 5 years it was destroyed. So she's acknowledging that the case was, number one, after being destroyed, and she's acknowledging that the 5 years was up. And she's only acknowledging that because I contacted the Law Society, because she was after telling me that my file was after being destroyed, and the Law Society said that she must retain her file for 5 years. She has a legal obligation to do it. So this is why she's confirming that the 5 years was up and that the file was destroyed. Now that's the 25th of January 2021. Since someone hacked my emails and they deleted all my emails, so I couldn't prove that the 5 years wasn't up. But then I managed to get into Google Cloud. Someone got in and I got back some of my emails, being honest. So here's an email. So I got back a number of my emails. So here's just one of my emails. Hi John, we have a different judge sitting in Waterford for the June sessions, and your matter will not be dealt with by her, unfortunately. I have written to such and such to see if our client can arrange alternative access, but I have not heard anything back. Now that's dated the 30th of the 5th 2016. So 5 years from the 30th of the 5th 2016 is the 30th of the 5th 2021. But here she is in January 2021 already acknowledging that the files have been deleted. So that shows you what really went on in my case. Now there's loads of emails that shows that this solicitor was, number one, trying to mislead me, and number two, that she destroyed me file for whatever reason. An electronic file that doesn't take up any space when you think about it. It's not like it's paperwork on a shelf. She actively would have went out of her way to destroy this file. And not only did she, but a senior solicitor in her practice ran to a local TD, and it's the same TD that's pulling strings for that crowd on children's group links, that's covering up the alleged kind of groomer. So that's kind of like just part and parcel. That'll show you how serious this is. So that'll give you an idea of how serious kind of this is kind of, and it gets a lot more serious. I've spoken about how 2 members of Waterford City Council got caught searching my mother's bedroom. This is a fact, 2017, Roisin Doherty and Leo Kennedy. And if I'm lying, bring me to court, because I'm after saying your name so many times, bring me to court and I'll provide evidence to support what I'm saying, and you can provide other evidence, whatever you want. And this was covered up by Joe Daniels and his association with members of Sinn Féin. And these members of Sinn Féin are simply trying to hide behind the party. I'm not accusing the whole party, I'm accusing members of Sinn Féin of corruption. So I'm in court there now in a few weeks, and we'll see what happens there. But if you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, I'd appreciate it, because I want to try and get this story out. And they're trying to gaslight me and all this kind of shit, like, but and they're refusing to take the documentation that I offer. Like I've lost count of the times I'm looking for assistance, legal assistance. Like Helen McEntee, she can push this civil reform, she has a platform, and kind of she needs kind of the public on our side. Let's just put it that way. Like I'm looking for legal assistance. Do you know what I mean? I'm offering you, like, time and time again, I've offered you documentation. I've even offered you a video of Ray Halligan, the brother of John Halligan, and he passing the threat regarding all that kind of stuff that was going on up in Children's Group Link, and the guards won't even look into it. And we all know why the guards won't look into it, because they know what was going on up in Children's Group Link, and that's why they won't look into it. So I think Miss McEntee now, as the Minister of Justice, should have more integrity, do you know what I mean, for the government that she kind of realistically is the face for regarding kind of justice. Like, there's no one like willing to stand up against this kind of corruption at all. Do you know what I mean? And when they do, then they try and gaslight you, and if they can't gaslight you, then they kind of harass your family, and that's what's going on, if I'm being honest with you. The start of the year, for the past 3 years, someone's been at the brakes of me car. This is kind of a little message. Like, luckily enough, this year I kind of knew where to look, because it was at the done for the other 2 years, so kind of it was a quick fix. But I'm just saying, all this kind of stuff I've showed, if you go back to previous videos where I spoke about the actions of Mr. David Cullinane, and he sent my wife a friend request. And then there was a fundraiser held down the Tower Hotel, and then a couple of days after this Tower Hotel, I put a video up. I think it was on 85 or 89 views or something. And the day after the fundraiser down the Tower Hotel, I think the views on the video shot up to almost like 12,000 or 13,000 or something. I think I uploaded a screenshot when it was at 10,000, I think. But it went up to 14,000. So obviously it was a veiled threat from members of Sinn Féin. Like, don't be talking about kind of like certain issues. Like, and that's basically what it was. And it was around this time that someone tried to push myself, my wife and my daughter, kind of basically drove along behind us and tried to push us out over the cliff roads out in the back of the Trammore Road. That's no word of a lie. And obviously there's a lot of kind of stuff, like, this is not kind of, it's not just allegations, because there's documentation there, there's proof there, do you know what I mean? And it's not just me. And I'd like to think that it's serious enough to warrant some kind of an inquiry once and for all, just to see like who's telling the truth, who's lying. I'm open to any kind of like prosecution if I'm deemed to be lying or misleading anyone. Do you know what I mean? So what's the issue? Like, I'm providing documentation. Do you know what I mean? I've provided people, I've provided dates. Do you know what I mean? But they, time and time again, they won't look into this. And now GSOC are ignoring me, not for the first time. Waterford Council are ignoring me. LSRA started ignoring me, which is the Law Society, when they went to look into the solicitor's case. Do you know what I mean? We have the Minister of Justice trying to fob me off, telling me to go to fucking flat. How can you promote civil legal aid reform while you try and send someone that's coming to you with corruption, and you're trying to fob them off with flack? I think I've said enough there now. Obviously I'll make more videos there now. I have 1 or 2 things I just need to deal with there at the moment. But if you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, I'll be able to speak kind of like more freely on that, basically, because my videos will be longer and I'll be able to show more documentation, because I'm kind of limited on the whole TikTok videos. And my wife is waiting to speak on the next video. I've said this a number of times there now. It's just kind of, I'm waiting for the right moment, being honest with you. Especially with all this kind of court shenanigans now that I have to go up to Dublin again. This is our 3rd time bringing me to court. I bring her to court. I'm awarded the kids. She laughs at me aside the court. She gets to bring me to court on 3 different times for safety orders. I never broke the first safety order, but she can go in and get a second one. I never broke the second order, she can go in and get a third one. Do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. Like, I never missed a week's maintenance, ever. ever since I think 2016. Never ever have I missed a week's maintenance, and she gets to constantly bring me to court for maintenance. Yeah, so as I said, there's no safety concern. The only concern is that she's going to be made look like a liar, and she has Tussle now in her ear, ready to support her, and kind of I'll be made look like all sorts, I suppose, in the court because I'm a male. I'll be made look like I'm the aggressor. Do you know what I mean? Not all men are the aggressor. Not all women are victims, and it's the same vice versa. Like, it's unfair on all men to be treated the same way. It's unfair on all women to be treated the same way as well. Yeah. So I'm going to just leave it there. I'd like to think what I just said there is serious enough. That little small bit is serious enough kind of to be kind of looked into further. I don't believe that my constitutional rights, do you know what I mean? The due process is after being honoured. It's been repeatedly breached over and over again. Documentation has been redacted, files have gone missing, files have been removed. We have local Waterford Gardaí dealing with fucking criminals, do you know what I mean? Like, you kidding me? Like, all in an effort to protect the family of a certain politician. And it's as simple as that. Because certain people involved, they were clever enough to hide behind members of Sinn Féin and Waterford Gardaí, because they know that I'd end up kind of arguing with this group, so they get basically to hide their actions. And that's what's going on. And I know this sounds all convoluted and kind of like difficult to explain. It is. I'm trying to deal with all this on my own, so it's very difficult to try and explain and piece it all together. Do you know what I mean? But they won't let a reporter or a journalist, do you know what I mean, look at this, because they know what that journalist is going to look at. So they're doing everything and that to discredit me. So, Minister of Justice, do you know what I mean? You really need to step up to this once and for all and have some form of an inquiry into this. Do you know what I mean? Or at least let me present my case, and then if you find that there's not enough evidence there to order an inquiry, well, that's fair enough. I'll accept it. Well, I won't really, because I'll go to the European Union, but you need to make a ruling once and for all. And the assumption that they ended 2023 and started 2024 and they're after kind of finally finishing all this, like, is misplaced, because I have no fucking intention of like giving up on this. So I'll just leave it there anyway. I just wanted to ask people if they could subscribe to my YouTube channel, that I just want to try and get the story out. You can always unsubscribe anyway, do you know what I mean? Or you can block me afterwards after I get the whole story out. But these people are trying to kind of dictate what information you're allowed here and what information you're allowed to see. I'm not. I'm just trying to be honest, and I'm trying to be open, and I'm trying to give all the information out so that you can make your own minds up. Yeah, so I'll leave it there. Thanks. Bye. I just forgot to say something there. The link for my YouTube channel is in the comments below the TikTok video. So, thanks.